All right. And we are live, broadcasting. Not exactly live. How are you guys doing today? I am here under quarantine. Just maybe about 3 or 4 days ago, caught Extraction, which came out to Netflix around that time. So I wanted to do a quick review while I still have some vague memories of the movie. I'm doing well. I'm actually not doing well today. My shoulder is killing me. I don't know. I think I'm getting old. You know, you're getting old when you get a significant injury setback, and the only reasons you can think of is I think I slept funny. So I wish I had a cool story. A action hero I am not. You know who is though, is this guy behind me, sort of look-alike. Can you see the cheekbones? Like there's some structure going on, and I see a similarity. Just say yes. You know what? I convinced myself. I'm ready to move on. So Extraction stars Chris Hemsworth. I think it was produced by the Russo brothers. They had some sort of input in there. So this is a base recipe for success. Overall, did I like the movie? Let's get to that point. Yes. Yes, I did like the movie very much. I mean, it's a simple story. Basically, there's this kid that's kidnapped, and Chris Hemsworth is like essentially a superhero, and he's got to rescue the kid. So it's a very basic story. Chris Hemsworth is awesome. So if you're a fan of his, if you liked Thor, and what he did in Thor Ragnarok and Endgame, he doesn't really go the humorous route, but he's extremely magnetic and charming in this movie. So let us get to the action, right? You know what I can do is, why don't we take you to the movie studio? Why don't I bring some images? So this is the kid who gets kidnapped, and let's see, there's charming Chris Hemsworth, just, you know, looking great. Bastard. I hate you. I hate you. Don't look that good and then be that funny and then be that good at acting. It's ridiculous. So, super action flick. If you guys like gunplay, this is the movie for you as well. Not as much gunplay as like Sniper with Mark Wahlberg. You know, it's not gun porn exactly, but they got some decent variety of weaponry. So there's a little bit of heart. I mean, he's a hero with a dark past because I guess he lost his kid. Did it feel forced? Not really, but did we need it? I don't know. I guess he needs some motivation to really love and risk his life for this kid that he's trying to rescue from kidnapping. So there's a lot of action, a lot of gunplay, a lot of fight sequences, if that's your thing. This is a great, you know, just a well done, sequenced, action sequenced movie with some really good set pieces. Hemsworth is more than believable as your action superhero, a la, you know, The Rock or Diesel, kicking ass. There's a lot of explosion and car chases, which is super awesome. All right. So now that you know it's a great action flick, especially during quarantine, there are some things that I'll nitpick on, and this kid over here, there's this whole side story of this kid who gets mentored by the antagonist, and he's essentially humiliated by Chris Hemsworth's character in some sort of like fight in a alleyway. He gets slapped in the face, and there he is going to the antagonist, asking for essentially like revenge. Sorry, I'm getting a whole bunch of texts. And at the end, he shoots Chris Hemsworth in the neck and looks over him as he falls off the bridge, seemingly killing our action superhero. You know what? I could have done without that whole side story. It definitely felt forced to me. Would have been happy just seeing the kid in the beginning and then seeing that, hey, look, it was that kid in the beginning that was, you know, where his life was spared. And isn't it weird that he's there at the end, killing Chris Hemsworth? So there could be some symmetry there without all that fluff in between of, oh, I'm so humiliated. I mean, if you were a 16-year-old slapped by Chris Hemsworth in a fight, I don't, 9 out of 10 times, I don't think the first reaction is, oh, I'm going to get revenge and kick that guy's ass. The other nitpicky thing is I don't think they set up, like, for me as like a fight fan and, you know, like Game of Death with Bruce Lee and fighting games, you know, there's this like progression and setup going on. And there was no setup to this captain guy. So we have on the left with the curly hair, the antagonist, and then we have on his side the guy in the beret who is just around, and then all of a sudden at the end he's this like bomb ass super sniper. So I think they could have set up the fact that he was a bomb ass super sniper earlier on. I fixed some like predictable kind of cringy dialogue, you know, like there's this whole section where you just knew Chris Hemsworth is about to say, I am not a hero, I'm not a hero, and I was just waiting, and sure enough, I'm not a hero. Dude, you're a hero. Just look at those biceps. Now I think one of the main draws of Extraction is the choreography and the action sequences, and there were a few long extended takes, you know, a la the Daredevil hallway brawl or like the Old Boy hallway brawl, you know, just one continuous action take, which is fine. What was distracting to me is seeing the VFX, combining a couple shots to extend it and make it look longer. I think some of that felt forced when, you know what, just cut. Don't need to force these long shots sometimes. There's another storyline that I thought wasn't that strong. There was a truce. Apparently the kid, after he was kidnapped, the kid's father is also some sort of like gang leader. He's behind bars, so he can't rescue him himself, or, you know, so he, from prison, he gets one of his henchmen to set up a way to get his son back. And this person risks losing his son if he doesn't get his son back. So there's that storyline, and, you know, I thought there were some plot holes of when, so he's basically, that guy is going to try and screw over Chris Hemsworth by having Chris Hemsworth's character do all the heavy lifting, rescue the kidnapped kid, and then he would kidnap the kid from Hemsworth so he wouldn't have to pay Hemsworth because he didn't have the money to rescue the kid. So it's like a double cross going on, but then Chris Hemsworth needs him at the end, so somehow he gets a hold of him. Somehow he knows he's still alive, and there's a truce. So I thought that was a little shaky. Also, the last set piece, the bridge. So I'm really a big fan of setting things up, and the bridge just came out of nowhere as like a significant endpoint for the movie. And I would have liked to, you know, get some establishing shots and backstory on this bridge. This is the only way out. This is the only way the kid can be rescued, is they've got to get off this place, and the only one place is through a bridge. I didn't really understand why it had to be through the bridge, so if they could set that up, that would have been great. Let's see. You know what? I have slides, so I've been talking all that time. So there's Chris Hemsworth falling off the bridge with the kid being shot. Backwards. Oh yeah, so sniper. Like, yeah, all of a sudden he's a bomb-ass sniper. All of a sudden on Hemsworth's side, they have a bomb-ass sniper too. They try to make some heart in there by having a heart-to-heart. This is actually the section where Hemsworth goes, I am not a hero, and you can just see it coming all the way through. There's the truce. This is the guy that worked for the kid's father, and, you know, at the end they team up. So here's the bridge. I mean, it's only one throughput, and I think the first time we see like an establishing shot of it is like right before the sequence. There's also this weird storyline with like, so Hemsworth needs a place to crash, and he knows this guy. It's Hellboy slash Stranger Things actor. Sorry, I forgot your name. You're really awesome though. And then all of a sudden he backstabs him. Weird. There's some forced mirroring going on, like with the kid at the end trying to mirror Hemsworth in the beginning underwater. I get it. It's just sometimes forcing the issue. They try to go Departed with revenge at the end because Hemsworth seemingly dies, which brings us to the ambiguous ending. Is that Chris Hemsworth or not? I believe the director basically said it's up to you. If this movie is popular enough, then that is Chris Hemsworth surviving being shot in the neck and falling hundreds of feet off of a bridge. Or maybe it's just a mirage. I don't know. He says, I don't know. It's up to you. So do you like the movie? Watch it. Get more clicks and views on that movie, and then we'll get a sequel. So overview. Here are my 10 reasons to watch if you haven't seen Extraction already. Number 1, you're in quarantine. You got shit else to do. Watch it. You like Thor. All right. Watch it. You like Hemsworth. Watch it. You like gunplay. You love action and explosions. You like those long, extended, creative, time-consuming, choreographed long shots. You like superhero movies. He's essentially a superhero. I mean, dude's unstoppable. He's like mowing down hundreds of people by himself and like a toothbrush. Not a toothbrush, but you get my drift. The actors are invested, so even though there was some clunky dialogue, it felt like, or some forced dialogue, or dialogue that made me personally cringe, everyone was invested. Hemsworth is amazing. The lead actress on Hemsworth's team is great. The kids, the kid does a great job too, because you are emotionally invested in him. He seems like a good kid. So you do want him to survive, and you kind of get where Chris Hemsworth is, coming from. He's got this backstory. He lost his kid. He's this old, ragged, beat, tired of living life. You kind of get why he's willing to risk it all for this kid. The editing and pace are good. And the final and 10th reason you should watch this movie. Chris Hemsworth. So watch it. Similar movies, if you guys haven't seen the 2 Raids, I like the first one better. Raid, it's this like foreign action flick, came out in like the 2010s or something like that. And then there's this really old school movie called Meals on Wheels with Jackie Chan and his brothers. That's a lot of like hand-to-hand stuff. I mentioned Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. But those are some of the ones that come to mind first. But yeah, so this is my overview of Extraction. If you haven't checked it out, you heard all these reasons why I just said you should. So, what I didn't write on my notes is how to like end this video. So how do I end it? Do I say bye? Do I switch angles? Because I'm trying to do this live without having to edit. I think what we'll do is we'll just stop recording. How about that?